Hello, people. I know it's been a while, and I just want to share something about, well, my view about a short video that I watched few days ago. I think it was about courses that you should come to the UK to study, and this person in their video said their primary course that no one should come study is public health, and they listed others, which I can't remember, but I just got caught up with the public health one. Obviously, you all know, or some of you know, that I studied public health. I came to the UK for my master's years ago, and I studied public health, and I also went ahead to my PhD and I did public health as well. And now I am lecturing in public health, as a senior lecturer in that field. So it just got me thinking. There's been several videos, not just this one, around public health and which course you should or shouldn't study. So I just want to add my take. I think the first thing I would say is, me as a product of public health, I would always support public health and the fact that this is a niche that still requires people and still requires that experience in practice. However, I think you have to define what you need from the degree that you're coming to study. Some people already are in public health and they just need maybe the postgraduate degree to help them move higher in their career. And some people just want to begin their career, or they need the degree to help them with getting admission, to help them in getting sponsorship. Now, if that is the case, there are different, these considerations, you have to think about them before you come into the UK to study any of these courses, any course, as a matter of fact. So my thing is, public health, most likely there are jobs. There are jobs in public health, but most time why we have people make videos and say don't come study public health is because those jobs most time do not sponsor visa. And I think that's very key for a lot of people that are coming from abroad, because they need that sponsorship to remain in the country if they want to. Some people do not want, and they go home as the outcome of finishing their program. But if you feel that you want to stay in the country, I think it would be then a conversation for you to have with yourself and look at the possibility of possibly still doing public health, but you may need to look for sponsorship in other areas. And now I say this, don't hang me, I did not do it, but I know a lot of people, some of my students and the rest that have done it, which is for you to get care sponsorship, so COS within a care setting, and use that to get your stay, and also in the meantime or within that time get into maybe the NHS, because I know that's quite one of the ways that some of the people I have written references for, and I write references almost every time for my students. I write references for their career or employability applications. I write references for their academic or post master's applications, voluntary applications, so many applications. So this most time or sometimes we use that to get into the system. So some of them would apply to the NHS based off of their care certificates or experiences. And currently I know a friend, was a friend for a long time, and now she's gotten a job, did public health. Also, while doing public health, self-development, developed herself quite a lot, and now thankfully is now within the NHS, working within the NHS. Some people, they come into UK to study public health not because they want to use the degree itself, but because it relates to their clinical practices. So medicine, medical practitioner, for example, physios, nurses, all of these individuals that have different qualifications come into the UK to study public health so that they can be closer to their clinical practice, while also gaining a wider population view on health. While doing that, some of them would apply or write exams for their primary profession, and once that is done, they are able to get their qualification sorted and be able to get their registration sorted as well. They are then able to join back their practice in addition with the public health, experience, which then moves them up a bit in terms of their career. So all of that being said, I think really what I want to highlight is the fact that you need to think about the course you're coming to study, definitely, which is what some of those videos have highlighted. But you also need to understand the need for it and what you want to do with it when you finish. So some people's need may differ from yours, and so you really need to be very, very truthful and objective with yourself. What is your need? And if that course is not going to give you that, maybe think of another course. One thing to say is there's really not that much opportunities for COS, or what do you call it, worker visa and whatnot, to stay in the UK, to be honest, especially since all these new policies around immigration is coming out. So because of that, it really doesn't matter which course you, it does matter, but not a lot, which course you study. It matters more what you aim to do and how you plan your process in that journey. So for example, you could do public health, and maybe like I did, you could decide to go on for a PhD, sponsored or self-sponsorship, whichever one that you are able to afford. And then from there, you can actually, explore different options. I decided to go into academia, and that gave me my visa, and I didn't have to worry about that. So really, this is just to encourage you. I think for me, I'm more concerned about you stepping out of your zone and taking on that challenge, your self-development challenge, if you have the resources to support yourself more so. And then plan as well, because this is an investment. I've said it before, this is a huge investment. Plan around how you're going to make good use of the opportunity and the investments that you have made. Outside that, I would say it's probably more important for you to do those things than for you to think of, or for you to be concerned about a particular course, as it is. Because a lot of people, or some people, do still make good use and still get something good out of studying those courses that you maybe are running away from. Now, if you think there's a particular course, for example, nursing, which is probably up there, that may give you more career prospects than public health will, then absolutely do go for that. But just keep in mind, because it's a professional course, is quite limited in the qualifications or backgrounds of candidates that they will accept on those courses. And if you're necessarily not qualified for those, why not consider something like public health, which then gives you that platform to join on later on. Okay, I'll stop it here. Thank you all. It's nice to have these videos done. I will see you in another one.